Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo. You tuned into another live edition of the Locker Room Daily Report, or TLDR for short. My voice just went from normal Chris Pirillo to hyped up Chris Pirillo because I've been here at the desk for a little while, doing things, taking care of tasks, but also making sure that we've got a set of news to be able to share with everybody. I've been stacking up articles, as has many of you, have many of you. In the Discord server. This is the Locker Room Daily Report, TLDR for short, and the idea is, or at least was back in the day, that I would share, recent discoveries, news, updates, etc. The focus of this particular broadcast, or at least the recording of the broadcast, is tech news and then covering tech deals. Now, I'm streaming this live, or it's happening right now at live.pirillo.com, which at this time redirects to Twitch. Funny story, this morning someone jumped in and started following and said, hey, I was just looking at an old 2007 video on your YouTube channel about Windows Vista, and the link said live.pirillo.com, and I clicked it, and there you are, live. So the old link worked, and people still watch those old Vista videos. That's about the only thing I think people watch from the YouTube channel. So tonight, I think it's both Glendon and I batting back and forth with the stories that I've been able to find. There are many of them, actually, many stories. In fact, you'll see on the live stream now, and I've got it currently on the far end of this top row with the electric sheep, the classic electric sheep screensaver, headlines. So I've got a scrolling news ticker being fed by RSS feeds, and that is dynamically updated, well, depending on how often those feeds update, or the news updates, potentially as low as, or as little as every 5 minutes. There is, some degree of repetition because, let's face it, there's only so much that might happen. And of course, as I add more news sources or feeds, more will get added to that, and those headlines will rotate through. So if that is any indicator as to what the live stream would be like, keep in mind, just like I said back in the day, the way I'm trying to design this particular live experience is like a live arcade, typically talking tech. And I feel bad because before this particular recording, before TLDR, and we had set the reminder in Discord if you missed it, so there's an easy way of being notified every night, like, oh yeah, I need to be reminded, pop into our Discord, go to the events, say you're interested in any particular TLDR, and then you'll get pinged by way of a message, a notification. So yeah, most of it is tech talk, but also video gaming in general, and so that's basically what we've been trying to stage here again. And I interrupted a really good flow of conversation. And it's been all over the map as far as tech goes, but part of the allure of popping into a live feed at any given moment is you don't really know what people are going to be talking about at any given time, or what they're going to be playing. So hopefully this is a dynamic view, or at least dynamic enough for anybody who's been able to tune in. Right now, as a matter of fact, in chat, I love it. All the geeky conversations continue. See, we're multi-layer here. We're multitasking, asking questions, answering questions, and geeking out 24/7. So, with that, I'm gonna start the array of tech news, or geek news at least, as I move things around. I found this. If you've not yet caught Picard Season 3 premiere, it's free to watch online, apparently. And, if you missed Season 3, it's been good. The first 2 episodes have been fantastic as far as Star Trek is concerned, as far as sci-fi is concerned. Far better, I feel, than Season 1 and 2 were, in my estimation. Not that I was a huge Picard fan, more of a Captain Sisko guy. But Picard's been solid, at least for the first 2 episodes. It is, I feel, the Star Trek series that Star Trek fans would have wanted, or at least the way that Season 3 is rolling out, I feel it's a lot like what Star Trek fans would have wanted to watch. So Cisnerd Tech chimes in, exactly, Picard this season feels real. That's what I'm saying. It's really, it hits home. Season 3 is what they should have started with. Again, just like I said, I think we're of the like minds here. And if you're thinking, well, Chris, but Picard has nothing to do with tech. Really? Are you not? Really? Glendon, you laughed.
Yeah.
Because it's all tech. Like, the whole everything is tech. Like, it's teched out. Like, you want to talk about a series that's inspired more people to become astronauts, right? Star Trek, you know, getting involved with technology, and the visual effects have been fantastic for sure, but everything's run on computers. Everything. Like, that's as
They even say computer.
That's what I'm saying. Here, wait. I can like computer. Computer. That's my bad Scotty impersonation. Computer. Computer. I was talking into the mouse. Sorry, Glendon's playing Metroid Prime Remastered. How are you liking that before we move on to the next?
I'm loving it.
Yeah. So this is basically a remaster of the GameCube game.
Yes, correct. It's a remaster of the GameCube game. It's basically identical to what it was, just new textures, higher polygon count, 1080p resolution, and tweaked gameplay mechanics to where you give you the ability to use either gyro, like you were playing on the Wii, or you can use 2 thumbsticks, or you can play it the classic way.
I mean, it looks good. Looks solid.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
And modern. Now, that's only on the Switch.
Correct. Exclusive to the Switch.
Which makes sense, because I doubt we'd see that on the PC.
No.
At least today. Maybe in the future, though.
Maybe.
Speaking of the future, on the internet, nobody knows you're a human. So this is interesting to me. You know, I'm bullish on AI, but I'm also concerned, as I've recorded videos recently about. We're getting to the point now where you can watch someone doing something. You can watch a video and guess, you know, with a great degree of accuracy that that person would be real. Well, we're getting to the point with AI where those lines are getting blurred. In fact, there's a new filter on TikTok that isn't just, you know, this weird overlay. Like it works such that it changes your face, right? It completely, like, it quote unquote beautifies your face. But if you put like your hand in front of part of it, nothing changes. Like it's like you just put your hand in front of it, but your face, your beautified face, stays beautified. So it's something that it should be concerning, because as much as we can watch someone online, you can watch me doing something live. It's kind of hard for me today, or for anybody today, to do that in real time so far. But at some point, the line between real and not real is going to be gone. And now there are people who have been accused of being fake when they're real. They've been accused, like actually, like their whole style, their whole demeanor, apparently it came off like they were AI.
Really?
And yes. And we have now at least entered into this era where everyone needs to remember that just because you're seeing something happen doesn't mean it actually happened. Apart from seeing it in real life, you see it play out online in some video, whether it's live or it's pre-recorded. There is a great possibility, with every passing month, a greater possibility of you getting burned by something that didn't happen, by someone who doesn't really exist, and presenting as real and authentic, and even coming across authentically, but being inauthentic at that. So yeah, it's at that point where people are having to verify that they're real people instead of the other way around, right? How do you prove that you're real if everyone thinks you're fake? It's that to me is it's concerning, yeah, if only because of how much trust we put in each other when we connect with each other online. I mean, you know, for the most part, you know I'm real. You know I'm sitting here, and I've mentioned I'm doing it live and all my mannerisms. You've known me for a number of years. But, man, how easy is it to, or how easy will it be? Forget about how easy it is now. Hang on. Speaking of AI, let me mute my phone because my notifications are going off. All my AI notifications telling me, you know, hey, something's going on. Yeah, I know. Thank you. It sounded like my phone was playing ping pong by itself. So yeah, as Disc105 points out, he likes pineapple on pizza. No AI would admit that. No human would admit that either.
I know one.
No, it's not a thing.
Not to me, it's not.
Stop.
We both know one person.
Yeah, well, it's not a thing. These people have to stop this whole pineapple on pizza thing. For real. Oh. Anyway, there are ways around it, right? There are ways
Right.
around coming off as inauthentic and making it such that who you are, the content you've produced, is 100% genuine, even if it isn't. And those tools are getting scarier and scarier. I guess I mean, for the lack of a better way of framing it, because of the amount of trust that's put out there. And right now, you need it takes some degree of complexity, or there is some degree of complexity. It takes some degree of expertise. I happened upon a video earlier today where a group had put together an anime video using like Stable Diffusion and AI. They worked with DaVinci Resolve though, but they basically staged like everything from voice to visuals to everything was staged in AI and produced something that if you're watching the video, you'd think it was done by an animator or a traditional animation studio. So as those tools become a lot more prevalent, much like the smartphone, I feel revolutionized the opportunity for creators to put themselves out there. Same thing's going to happen with AI in content. I don't know how you feel about it.
I'm the same. It's very concerning that the lines are blurred this much now, to where actual people are being considered or called out as AI.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it, that it's not the other way around. You know, people aren't calling out AI. They're calling out people that are assumed to be AI. So it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
If it gets better.
If
or
it does. If.
Those tools or our own understanding of how to accommodate those tools get better. Because we have a problem with information overload and disinformation spreading like that. And so now to amp that up and to basically tap into our trust, right? And how we trust each other and know full well that we could be getting, I guess, swindled, if for the lack of a better word to use there. It's going to be a problem. Right now, you can look on Twitter and say, "Oh, this is fake. Like this is a fake account. It's a troll. This person doesn't really exist." Well, that's the thing that I'm saying is going to become that much more challenging to ascertain as we move on. So I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm bullish on AI, but this is concerning. It is concerning at a substantially deep level because there are so many people who don't even know the difference between a screensaver and a wallpaper, or a web browser and Facebook. And these are the people who are going to be impacted by the technology most. So you can sit there and say, well, I can easily tell. Anymore, no, you can't. And even if you could, whether or not you knew it, you may be influenced one way or another. Brands might use this, and of course they'd probably do it with a great degree of transparency, or at least I'd hope so, because they'd be held to, a different standard. But the average user, or some kind of, dark ops, for swaying elections, let's say, or pushing the court of public opinion one direction or another, this is where it gets nefarious. Technology itself, yeah, it's fine. It's innocuous. But when you put it in the hands of someone who does not have your best intentions in mind, they have their best intentions in mind, yeah, it's concerning. And we can't just ignore that thinking, oh, people are just going to know better. No, they don't. And no, they won't. Because, for the aforementioned reason. Like, you have to ask the average person, what's a screensaver and what's a wallpaper? And 10 years ago, they couldn't answer that question. I really guarantee they can't answer it now, if they even remember what the hell a screensaver is. Most people don't use them anymore because their computers are phones, if you want to even call them phones anymore. Now, Disc 105 suggests videos and photos will one day be signed like SSL. That'd be one way to verify authenticity, but as long as you could verify that a human being was behind it, right? That how does that even begin to work, right? And let's even entertain the notion of there are people who do like AI chat or what's the word, VTubers. They take on these virtual driven by augmented reality, AR, and did I say AI chat? I probably meant VR chat. Right. So they put on this veneer and they put themselves out there and they're playing a character, and we obviously know, oh, they're not real, or a human being is behind it, or are human beings behind it? Is it completely driven by AI? It is entirely possible that you or someone at some point in the near future could automate genuine engagement on a live stream by just having it driven 100% by AI, like, and just doing enough and seeding it with enough chaos so that it appears real and isn't. And that, how do you even begin to wrap your head around that? Because we're not ready. We're just not ready.
No, not even close.
Speaking of not even close, that link apparently did not copy over. See if I can grab it here. Well, I guess I'm not gonna pull it up immediately, but over the weekend, when I originally my post was going to be about how Elon Musk is getting hit with new lawsuits for not paying his bills. That was a thing, and that doesn't surprise me. They've definitely gone through some cost cutting measures. But there's the article that I meant to link to. Let me get that posted on the Discord there for everybody's benefit. So that news posted, and what was interesting about that was it wasn't a surprise. It came on the heels of apparently 50 people getting laid off from Twitter, and that was the last number that we heard of before the weekend, which would have been about 5% of Twitter's workforce. But then news broke that it was actually closer to, what was it, 2,000? No,
200.
Was it? Yeah, not 2,000. Sorry, their entire workforce is about 2,000. It ended up bloating to 200. Thank you. And I don't know if I've got that article offhand here yet, because here we go. Yeah, so I'm going to pull this article up here too. This one just hit the radar a couple hours ago here. So yeah, they ended up laying off about 200 people. Twitter. So now they're down. They're down. They're down. They've lost a lot of brain power, and apparently this may have been at the hands of its next CEO, Steve Davis, who I believe works for the Boring Company, the CEO of the Boring Company. He was tasked with helping Elon shrink it by 500 million. I guess he wound up cutting Twitter costs down to about $1 billion, down by $1 billion. Twitter's still working right now, but I can tell you, I've definitely run into my fair share of bugs. I was trying to upload videos to the Star Wars Radar account, and they would not go. I could not get them to upload, and it was just these are the issues that I was running into. So a lot of just small cracks are starting to show in relation to what Twitter is doing, which is unfortunate. This is a situation where it's going to get worse before it gets better, if it gets better.
Right.
And I just don't know if I've got much faith in the future of Twitter at this point. I'm watching. I'm optimistic that something good will come out on the other end, but they've lost so many people, and they've got so many problems that they need to deal with that they just don't seem to be dealing with very well. The fact that it's still up is it's shocking. And I'm not calling it a dead platform walking. It has nothing to do with politics. It just has everything to do with just not having any kind of structure or any semblance of a cohesive vision for what Twitter needs to be. So that needs to come out. That needs to come through before I start to feel different about Twitter, because right now it's still on rocky ground for me. You don't use Twitter a lot, though, do you?
No, I'm not even close to a power user. I will say that I tried to get on earlier today, and I couldn't even get my feed to refresh. Wasn't my device, because it was doing it on the computer. It was doing it on the phone 5 minutes earlier. I think it was just a system error.
Yeah, those are a lot of the issues.
It seems like it was bugging out.
Yep. I've run into the same problems, similar issues. And hit or miss, and that's what happens. Is anybody surprised? I'm not. But you can't sit there and say, "Oh, it's great," when it isn't. You can't sit there and say he knows what he's doing when it's clear he doesn't. He knows what he's doing in terms of saving money and cutting jobs, but that's about it. In
Right.
terms of what makes Twitter viable, I've yet to have anything close to a belief that he knows what he's doing there. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm like you. It's not going to be overnight. The demise of it, I don't think it's going to take a little bit of time. But if it keeps at the trajectory that it's at right now, it's inevitable.
right? It's hard to talk about, and I know it's one of those things that a few people care about. I really do care about it because so many people use it, and just shutting that off as a channel is done, I guess, for me, with intention, knowing full well that it might not be around, and knowing full well that what might have worked on Twitter a year ago just doesn't, well, or even 2, 3, 5 years ago, no longer happens to be the case. And there are so many better alternatives to Twitter, functionally and with people and the type of content that you might find. I like I said this, I think, on Friday. Like, if Twitter's not your backup, it should be. Find another primary, get another backup. It's going to be harder to do that, though, with Google. Google's gotten so cheap, employees now have to share desks.
Oh, wow.
Google. Yeah.
Come on.
So, not only do they want, these big companies want you to come back to the office, they want you to come back, but they want you to come back to share a desk. Not that, I guess in my mind and in my world and in my history, I've never ever wanted a desk that I really didn't feel was my own. I was never at home at somebody else's desk. And when I've gone in, when I've had desks assigned to me, they never felt like home. Never. I never personalized them. I just didn't care about them. I mean, it was a place, and that was it. I felt no attachment to those desks at all. Whether we're talking the desk I was assigned for Intel, the desk that I might have had, eons ago, every desk that I can think of, every one of them, just nothing.
No, same way. There's no personalization there. There's no comfort. There's no nothing. It's just monotonous whenever I think of a desk. I can't do it anymore. So the fact that they're making you share a desk now,
well, yeah, apparently,
I mean, come on.
Apparently, cost savings.
I think that there's other ways to save as to cut desks.
No, it will allow Google to continue to invest in cloud's growth. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So some Google employees are going to share desks. In case you were wondering. Me, I'm not going to share a desk. This is it. I've got my own desk. You can get your own.
I've got one, thanks.
Yeah, it's good because I'm not sharing mine at all.
God, so selfish.
We had a conversation. Oh no! What? It got taken down, dude. All right. Well, that one 404. I guess we're skipping that link.
Okay.
It was I guess it was. It may have been. Well, I guess it was something that seemed like an interesting bit of news, but I guess I'm not going to get into it. So much for that. There's a 404. There's the news. They took down the article. All right, we'll move on to this one. This one's concerning, but again, from the office of not surprising at all. New research shows trolls don't just enjoy hurting others, they also feel good about themselves, which explains so much.
Oh, yeah.
This is why, I just don't get, I tend not to get into it when someone comes along and they're obviously acting trollish and they're acting, they're trying to hurt and they're trying to say these horrible things, like, about, well, so when I'm the object, right? Like, horrible things, like, oh, you're this, that, and the other thing, and this happened and that happened, and you're a bad person, and you should just, stop doing whatever you're doing. And, it trolls. Trolls gonna troll. But apparently, psychologically speaking, they apparently love it. But that doesn't surprise me, because, like, why else would they keep doing it? Just for grins? And the article, the crux of it, I feel kind of comes down to the one of the last paragraphs. I propose we change the narrative. Trolls are not to be feared. Their power lies in the reactions they cause. So this is, again, the same reason why I just kind of write them off. I'm like, not a big deal. I'm not going to give them the time of day.
No.
I'm like,
Don't.
I might toy with them a little bit, but I'm like, not worth it. So not worth it at all. And that's why. So apparently, yeah. So that's what you can do to combat trolls, but they feel good about it. So the last thing you want to do is give them the satisfaction. Glendon, you probably haven't experienced half as much trolling as I have.
No, I guarantee you that I haven't. It's been minuscule compared to what you've received over the years, but I tend to do the same thing. I just ignore it, really. Eventually, they'll shut up.
It sucks. Another thing that sucks, AI. No. AI generated fiction is flooding literary magazines, but not fooling anyone. Today, so you could, and people have, oh, sorry, I'm flipping to the old articles there. You could have written something in a quote-unquote written. You could have generated something in AI, put it together, made it sound amazing, and submitted it, and thought you were being smart. Well, the problem is that millions of others are just as smart as you are. And today, it's easy to determine whether or not something is, well, at least coming from the people that you know, it's easy to detect whether or not something was written by AI or not. There are certain telltale signs. And unfortunately, it's not cut and dry. But as AI and these models get stronger and better, it's going to be very difficult to be able to see the difference or recognize the difference between what was written originally creatively and what was manufactured creatively. There's a fine line, and there's going to come a time where someone's going to get published, and it's going to be done by AI. And there's going to be a whole stink because people are going to be loving it. No, but it was written by AI. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. In fact, I think publishers are already even toying with that, sidelining writers and just publishing original stories written by AI and then crafted, or edited effectively by humans at this time. But that's going to change.
Right.
That again, this is going to get more powerful, upending entire industries. I mean, writers should be concerned about AI, and we've talked about that before. But now, if you've written something and it comes across like it was written by a machine, good luck. Good luck. So, I don't know how they're going to deal with this.
No, I don't either. What kind of measures are they putting in place, I wonder, to combat this?
You've got, of course, you go by gut, right?
Sure.
You can read something and say, okay, this just feels inauthentic. But apart from repeating titles, there are certain character names that tend to appear often. So you kind of have to, like, if you were to do it, you'd have to change things up radically, and you'd have to do something so different. But if I got assigned nonfiction and had to write something and didn't have the time, I would start with AI at this time. At this point, being a writer as a background, I'd start with AI and then carve from there. So I'd be like, all right, what do I need to write? How can I do this? Okay, let me edit it this way. Let me do it that way. But I'd start with that as a foundation. It saves so much time. Why spend the time doing something when, in many ways, AI could flesh it out for you? Especially if you're talking about documentation. And even like modern documentation. And I know some people who do documentation are like, well, my job's not in danger. AI's getting smarter. Even with newer products, it is getting smarter by the hour, if not by the minute, if not by the second. And we'll sit here a year from now and just think about how innocent we were with AI today.
Right. Yeah. Just think what it's going to be like in 2 years.
A year.
I mean, look how much it's really come onto the scene in 6 months, if that. When was it that you told me about ChatGPT the first time? Last year, late?
Yeah, it hit hard. About quarter four.
Yeah,
last half of the year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Then it was everywhere. I'm like, oh my god.
Now it's all you hear about.
Incredible. That, like I said, but with great power comes great responsibility. And I mean, people are trying though. Got to give them credit.
Yeah.
They're trying. But as the tools mature, it's going to be harder and harder to see the differences between what's quote unquote authentic and what's machine written. And if it's done by machine, but just as good as done by human, what's the difference? Apart from it was done by human. So is there, much like there are craft breweries, right? Is there some form of craft content creation where it's authentic? I feel that this is going to be a benefit to live streamers, certainly, or creators who have a genuine voice and a genuine presence. Just because this is hard. I mean, you will, I think, at some point in the future be able to cheat it, but for the time being, building community is not inauthentic. For the time being, it's impossible. Well, today, it's improbable. I can't say impossible anymore, unless it's a burger. Reuters used AirTags to reveal Dow's false recycling promises. Now, for years, they've been saying that recycling is pointless, which, makes me feel bad because like, oh man, like I thought all this was going to, and I know some of it's going to being recycled, but not in the way that we were led to believe things were being recycled. Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me that even though a company is going to say they support recycling, that they don't. Now, I'm not saying that that's every company. Certainly, if they've come out and they've got shareholders and they say, and they make promises about what they're doing, then they're on the line. Their name's on the line, their reputation's on the line, their stock price is on the line. But like as the average person who does recycle, we still recycle. I'm still careful about what goes. I make sure that what goes in there can be recycled, because once it leaves the house, it's a guess. It's like out of our hands. But they haven't, despite recycling, quote unquote, not being real, and that may be a bit of an extreme thing to say. Maybe it's not as, we were led to believe something that it isn't. And this is, maybe that's only in certain areas of the world. Maybe that's only in certain areas of the country. But at least where we live, they still have a recycling bin. So we're going to recycle until they tell us, yeah, no, it's pointless. But I thought it was an interesting use of technology, right? The AirTag.
Yeah,
instead of throwing it in your luggage.
Not something that I would have thought about for sure. Let's hide these in 11 pairs of donated shoes and see what happens. I mean, it's pretty ingenious if you think about it.
Well, he got his story.
Yes.
All right, so the next news was actually about Twitter. It was before the big news hit about the 200 people layoff. It was the news that Esther Crawford, who was the chief executive of Twitter Payments, is now out. That happened over the weekend, or yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I guess it was yesterday. Here's good news for people who are on Android, not necessarily for iOS users, but Google is going to be rolling out a way to support eSIM transfer between devices, hopefully making it easier for when the world of Android ends up moving to eSIM. eSIM is going to happen. It's going to happen. Whether we want it or not, it's here, and not just because Apple rolled it out. Like it's going to happen. We're going to be getting rid of SIM cards. So having it be as seamless as possible is good news for everybody. That's because without that, there are stopgaps, right? And anytime you've got a human being involved, that's when things can go awry. That would be my chief concern with eSIMs right now. With a SIM, I can just I pop it out, I'm good to go. But eSIMs, completely different story. So Google has come out, this is around Mobile World Congress, and basically said that they're going to be baking in support, I think even this year. So it's probably going to come by way of Google Play services, abstracted from the Google platform, the Android version altogether. So I'm guessing Google Play services will get an update later this year. Speaking of updates, Pokemon wants to gamify sleep with a little help from Snorlax. So apparently, Pokemon Sleep is going to be released. If you're into Pokemon and you want a sleep tracker, well, have I got a news story for you? This is happening. Apparently, they had talked about this a few years ago. It wasn't on my radar. This barely hit my radar. It was just kind of unique. I'm like, wait, what? So yeah, Pokemon sleep tracking. Are you into Pokemon?
Not really. No, I played some of Arceus, which was the most recent game on the Switch. It's pretty fun for a little bit. It's open world, but as far as actually into Pokemon, no, not so much. I know a handful of them.
Yeah, I know maybe a couple. That's it. I probably should become better versed in it than I am. But yeah, that's a thing. Hang on just a second. I gotta get back to Ari. He's pinging me about something.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get back to him there. He's asking for a confirmation for a contact, not a sponsor, but seeing about getting some hardware review units.
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good news. Yeah, he pinged me. I'm like, I saw it, and then he pinged me on something else. I'm like, he may be getting ready to do the introduction, so I wanted to make sure I facilitated that. Let's bring Jeff on stream because I, for the most part, am done. That's about everything. Although I know on Discord, we also have at least one more from Yasir. He talked about Google announcing a bunch of new Android features ahead of Mobile World Congress. A lot of the features, I've looked at that list, and honestly, a lot of them are kind of sleazy. They're not, I guess in my mind, they're not that interesting to me. I'm not. I mean, I like new features as much as the next person, but like, they were like, okay, that's it. The most interesting one was the eSIM, the one that I feel would impact more people. Everything else is just kind of smaller updates. But, you know, it's nice to get new features. Glad Google's rolling them out. I'm not going to, I'm not poo-pooing that. I think it's great that they're doing that. I can't wait. According to Big Fan, there's a Pokemon live-action TV series coming to Netflix. I'll have to watch that, if only to, like, learn more.
Right. Yeah, that would be a good way to do it.
And I'm wrapped with, I finished You, or at least I caught up on You. Season 4 is, it's okay. It's fine. It's not, in my humble opinion, not as good as earlier seasons of You. And I think I'm guessing other fans feel the same way because it is different. It is definitely, season 4 is a twist on it, but it is definitely different.
Never watched it.
It's good. It is good. I'm in between. I may be in between shows again. Mandalorian spins up, well, Tuesday midnight, but Wednesday. Yep. And then we've got we'll talk spoilers on Thursday. Oh, speaking of Star Wars,
you got me something?
Well, hang on. Yeah, the Tenorion works well after I put that deoxer on it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. That was great. Works great. I got my Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet.
Oh, so jealous.
So yeah, I haven't decided when I'm gonna unbox it yet. This is exciting. Like,
where's
I always
the other one?
Phase 2.
You always buy two.
No. This one's coming out of the box.
I know, but did you buy another one?
Just one.
Oh,
just one.
I thought it was my way in, guys. I thought I had him.
Nope, just one. Just one on this one. Just one. I don't know. I don't know when. Maybe I'll have to do it before spoilers. I mean, I have to open it anyway because I think did I cut into that? I think someone else might have cut into that. I love the box. It's a nice box, but I just want the helmet. So I'll be wearing the helmet
clone
at some point. Yeah, Phase 2. I know everyone's into 3D printing them and making them on their own, but I'm like, yeah, I'll just wait. I'll get the Black Series. I'll be good. I'm happy with that. So yeah, that was my big news. I'm sorry, Fucho. I'm sorry. I know I'm a tease.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I'll trade you a 3D printed one for that one.
No, I'm good. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Don't say I didn't offer.
I'm good. I'm set. I'm solid. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to open it. But I do know that we're going to roll on to the deals now.
Yep, I've got a couple. It's kind of a slow day today, to be honest. Let me pull up what I have here, and it looks like there's been some people that added some to it also.
Yeah, there's a couple more that could be linked up to.
Well, if Discord would cooperate.
Discord getting buggy now.
On my end. Here we go. Okay. All right. So the first one that I put up today, I'm going to start with the Corsair and go up, is the Corsair K70 Pro RGB optical keyboard. The reason that I put this up here is because it is a highly touted keyboard. Corsair makes some good stuff. 28% off. Normally it's $179.99. You're looking at $129.99 for this. So that's a pretty good jump there. It does have volume control. It's got media controls on it, which are capacitive touch. And then it's got some macro keys up at the top that you can also reprogram as well. 8,000 hertz hyper polling rate. Like I said, it's got a magnetic palm rest that you can attach if you want. Of course, all the RGB for people that like RGB. I know Chris loves RGB.
Yeah, I was RGB before RGB was RGB.
That's true, you were.
Which is really
so
fun.
Yeah. If anybody's looking for a good full-size keyboard, again, this is full-size. It's got the numpad and all the F-rows. Then this could be something for you. $129.99.
All right, that's that one. And then this one, yeah, there wasn't a lot of tech stuff, but this one's for all you geeks who love Lego. The gauntlet, the Marvel Nano Gauntlet, the Iron Man one where he snapped and basically eliminated Thanos. That's on sale. So anytime you can save money on Lego bricks is a good time to buy. 16% off is a decent price. And you always know, like you can look at, Amazon's got it on sale, but is it really on sale or did someone mark it up only to mark it down? But you can usually do a pretty quick fact check and note that this sells for about $10 more on Lego, or specifically on the Lego website. So this is a pretty good deal. If you wanted if you wanted it, this would be a good time to get it. Now, you also were asking if I was going to be getting the other busts, and I don't plan on getting, the Captain Rex bust, or was it Cody?
I'm very tempted. I'm not a huge Lego guy. I pick and choose. It's just mostly some Star Wars stuff that I like. Right. I've got the Vader one bust. I've got the helmet, and then I've got the Boba Fett helmet. But I really want that Rex more than anything. I may have to get the Rex and Cody.
I don't think I've bought any busts. I should, if only to save them and then resell them, because those things may accrue in value over time. Lego sets very often do. Lego sets are a good investment, or potentially.
Yeah, I've still not opened my NES.
You what?
I still haven't opened my NES Lego set.
Oh no, I didn't either. I haven't opened that one, or I think I got both the NES. I think I got both that one and the Atari, or maybe I didn't get the Atari yet. I got the NES because it was on sale. It went on sale.
I got the NES full price. I got it the day it launched.
No, I wasn't. I knew that's one I was going to hold on to indefinitely, because I already have a micro NES that was done by Chris McVeigh before he went working for Lego.
For Lego.
Yeah, directly.
And then I've got the Naboo Starfighter for the Mandalorian. I haven't opened it and put it together yet.
The only thing I wanted in that one was Pelimata. It came with her, and what other minifigures did that?
Grogu.
Was it just Grogu and her?
Yeah, and Mando.
And Mando, yeah. I've got tons of Mando.
And I think a BD. Was there a BD
that's right.
droid
Yeah. That's right. It did.
Yep, it did come with the BD droid.
And I can't remember if there are any other sets that come with BD. Is that the only one that?
That's the only one that I know of.
Yeah. So that may be one that's flagged for get it when it goes on sale, just to get the BD.
Yeah, I may have to pick up a second one at some point whenever I see one on sale.
Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for chatting. There are a couple of other deals that we can update and get our affiliate links in. The PNY CS 900 2 TB, let's say 3D NAND 2.5 SATA 3 internal solid state drive, so it's an SSD. That's on sale. Thank you, Steer, for finding that. And then a terabyte Crucial X6 USB 3.2 Type C portable SSD. Those two things appear. These are deals, so they're on sale. But we'll get those updated with the Locker Gnome Pirillo Picks affiliate links soon. We haven't done. I guess we could talk card spoilers, but I think Mystery Goat was even throwing that out there. If we'd be wanting to talk about like other shows apart from Star Wars, I'm fine with setting aside time to talk Picard if someone else can lead that conversation. And so I think it was Mystery Goat who was asking that question. Someone was asking that question to specifically have a time to talk spoilers. And I think after a day, I think would be about the right time. So Fridays. So maybe we'll figure out a time, Mystery Goat, that you'd like to do it on these Fridays of the weeks that they're released. And what we can do is we can go to Discord and set up an event that people can sign up for to be notified, so that it's just an easier way of pinging them when the event actually happens. We're going to be using that a lot more often, not just in conjunction with our live stream here, but also certainly with MakerDeck. In fact, I'm going to be on MakerDeck tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Pacific to talk about kind of what's been going on and what the idea of not just MakerDeck, but what we're trying to do here with the live stream, kind of turning it into a 24/7 arcade, 24/7 tech talk, a geek out, that harkens back to the early days of live streaming, when I got started way back when. And with any luck, it'll continue to evolve into a full-fledged Locker Gnome community again. We're getting there. It's slowly but surely, so I appreciate all the support. Part of that is working on programming. So I hope many of you were able to tune in earlier this evening when Glendon turned on. Well, we tried two things. Did you do that this morning, or was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay, so yesterday morning I said, well, we're kind of not dead with traffic in the morning, but kind of, people are asleep. There's international contingent, but like there's not a lot happening. I said, well, what if you just basically turn on the mic and then geeked out about one thing or another? Hey, by the way, thank you, Brickman Mosaics Art.
Awesome.
Appreciate the follow. Must have tuned in for the Lego deals we were just sharing. That's just a guess. I'm also an AFOL. The next set I'm going to be putting in, I got a couple of small sets that I've got to put on the desk. If I knew we had more Lego folk in the community, I'd set up some just Lego brick building time and just saying, hey, everybody, if you're going to build bricks, let's do it at this time. And maybe there are brick builders out there, and we can be building Lego sets together at any given time. So thank you for the follow. We're going to wrap up TLDR, and look at like Fucho, just holy shnikes. Okay. Now I know why. I'm like, someone joined and talked about Lego. And I'm like, why did someone just... Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Pirillo. I've been around for ages, and this is a 24/7 stream filled with geekery. We just wrapped up a tech talk every weekday, right around 7 p.m. Pacific. We do this thing called the Locker Gnome Daily Report, and we talk about the day's tech news and tech deals. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Zach, I hope your stream was as awesome as it usually is. So thank you, Brickman, for following. Skrilliz. Oh, Princess Kim. Hey, you were doing something with Princess Kim the other day, weren't you? I swear I caught something. Y'all were playing one of those scary games. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what... Thank you, Zach. Has it been that long? So what this is a 24/7 stream of people playing video games and geeking out. So it's more than just me, right? There are many individuals who are doing various things. We were just covering various geek news. Like there's going to be I just pulled that up here. Pokemon wants to gamify sleep tracking with a little help from Snorlax. So we're talking about geeky news, nerdy news. If you're into the nerd culture, geek culture, if you're into Star Wars, you're going to love this. Zach, tell you what, I wasn't going to do this, But Zach, since you're here and since you've rated, thank you. Everyone, feel free to follow. This is happening 24/7. Any one of you can join, by the way. You can actually join in on the stream. You can join the stream. You can actually be in the stream with me. It doesn't take anything special. And play video games or play with toys. We had Avo. He's a big 3D. He just started 3D printing, but he's a big Garbage Pail Kid collector. He transforms Transformers on camera. I've built Lego sets on camera, of course, done a variety of things. But here's the thing I'm going to do for you, Zach. Just because of that raid, you're not going to believe what I just got. Fred's also here. Welcome to my 24/7 arcade. I just got this today. This is a Black Series helmet. And I know everyone in my circles are like, oh, I 3D print it. I don't want to 3D print a helmet. I want to buy a helmet. So I wasn't sure. Here's the thing. No joke. A few minutes ago, I pulled this out. I said, I don't know when I'm going to open it. Maybe with Mando season 3, maybe I'll open it then. Because we're going to be doing Mando spoilers. Y'all, okay, I'm just going to throw this out there too. We're doing Mando spoilers. When is it, Glendon? Thursday. Y'all may be streaming, but if you want to come on to join the spoiler chat, you're welcome to join and talk. It's easy. I mean, I can send you the link. It's like that. It's so easy to do. It's that simple. So I'm going to open this. We're doing Mando spoiler talk on Thursdays. And so I can follow up with you if you're interested. And that, by the way, that goes for anybody. Because we're also talking about doing Picard spoilers on Friday if Mystery Goat cares to take the lead. So we'll do that. We will absolutely do that. Because we can. It's for science. For science fiction. All right, I'm seriously, I wasn't
doing
planning
it for all mankind.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great series, by the way, for all mankind.
Yes, it is.
When Apple TV is like the best subscription that you could get for content. Easily.
I agree. Hands down.
All right. Speaking of hands down, box open. No box fart, though. That comes with instructions just in case you need to know how to put it on your head. Foley flaps. Got the new helmet smell.
Yeah, okay, I'm buying one.
See, now this wasn't supposed to be released, I think, until May, because I had it on pre-order, and then they released it on Disney Store, or Shop Disney, and I grabbed it right away. Hey, Astro Canuck, great to see you as well. Welcome into a 24/7 arcade. People playing video games all the time, geeking out, even screen sharing. We have people doing software development at times, pulling that up, doing work on the desktop.
I got you. I'm going to make your screen bigger real quick.
Okay, it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, Astro Canucks. So yeah, it's 24/7. And by the way, if we can get a shout out for Zach, I don't know how many. I mean, I think who doesn't know Zach? Who doesn't know all these? We got to give shout outs to all these streamers who've joined. Okay, so there are no batteries inside. Oh, yes, this is so, I can see right through it. It's perfect. It is a perfect fit. It is a perfect fit. It is a beautiful, perfect fit.
Execute Order 66.
Good soldiers follow orders. No, wait, hang on. I'm not going to miss so many things. I'm a clone trooper. I'm not a stormtrooper. I'm a clone trooper.
There's a big difference.
A huge difference. See this? This helmet came from a good batch. Yeah? A good batch.
You did there.
Not the bad batch. Oh, you're going as a 332nd clone. A good one? I would be surprised if Hasbro produces variants of this, or people end up snapping this up to do exactly what you're talking about doing, Fred. To do exactly what you're talking about doing.
Yeah. I want a Rex helmet.
See, that's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to. Well, there's no phase 1. I don't think they've made a phase 1 Black Series helmet. But
no, I don't think so.
A lot of people, when they get the helmets, or when they start 3D printing, they 3D print helmets, and I'm like, yeah, I know you're into the finishing thing, but I'm like, this is everything I want. Like, it's just perfectly done. Got the electronics built in. Is licensed. For what you get is relatively affordable. They may very well come down in price. So if you want to save a few bucks, you should save a few bucks. But yeah, I couldn't wait. There's no way. And so it's got the voice control, I'm guessing, with that the batteries, which would probably go back here. It feels like
if I were only at Disney a week later, I could have probably got one.
Yes, the battery pack there. Hang on. This is where I need to read the directions. Yeah, I don't know. This was a shop on Shop Disney. It wasn't necessarily it wasn't it was online. So I don't know if they were selling this like at the parks necessarily. No, Fusion Developer, it's awesome. No problem, Zach. Happy to help. So Fred, honestly, no, it's not. This was only like 140. And it'll likely go on sale. You can probably wait and get it for about 100. But the fit, Fred, it is. I mean, I haven't adjusted any belts, and I might have to do it a little bit. But I've got room. I can move it from side to side. I can adjust the, I guess the head part, the belt at the top, maybe a tiny bit, but not by much. Honestly, maybe one notch. But I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of want it tight on my head. So
looks great. It's perfect.